Hello, hi, this is Bob Kelly. I'm really excited to share with you what I feel is an outstanding business opportunity, but more importantly, a product that I truly believe that everybody can benefit as far as utilize. This video email technology allows you not only to email individuals, but also allows you to text individuals as well. So a little bit about my background. I worked in corporate coming out of college. Matter of fact, there's only one company that I ever worked for. I actually did extremely well with that particular company. But like most of you, I had that burning desire within me to really start my own business. So what happened was I ended up starting a nonprofit company and a for-profit company. What's amazing that our nonprofit company ended up having about 9 group homes here in Cincinnati. So did really, really well with that. I then started a company called New Horizons Executive Placement Services. I was able to do some good things with that. I basically was a headhunter. So right now, where I'm at with my particular career, we're really in a place where I'm really trying to give back, and that's where this technology right here came to play. I currently do some business coaching with a company in Cincinnati. It's just a nonprofit organization called the Greater Cincinnati Micro Enterprise. So companies that are from maybe 1 year to maybe 5 years participate in that particular program, and we actually help them put together their business plans, their marketing strategies. So as I looked at this particular vehicle, as it relates to this particular tool, I saw that it was something that, all of the companies could actually utilize as it relates to marketing. But more important, one of the things that I talk about a lot is quality assurance. A lot of times people aren't thinking about, following up with their customers. So when I saw this technology, I also knew that it would do really well as it relates to quality assurance. Obviously, before you get involved with any type of business, it's really important to understand, who you're in business with. So the one thing that I appreciate is that this company's been around since 2007, 2008, and it's a debt-free company. I actually saw this technology back in 2010. I thought it was a phenomenal technology, but it was really difficult, to get to the your email and to actually download everything because technology just wasn't at where it's at right now. So once again, the company's been around since 2008, billion-dollar company, debt-free company. The other thing I appreciate about the company is that they're vertically integrated and that they own their own software, all their own technology. And that's really important when you're looking at these particular type of opportunities. The executive team has over 200 years of experience, and obviously, that's very important as well when you're looking at, an opportunity as relates to, utilizing a product or particular service with any particular company. This country is actually in over 180 countries. 180 countries, so that's a lot of countries, obviously. 12 different languages. They exhibit the highest ethical standards, and also they're a member of the DSA, which is the Direct Selling Association. And obviously, to be a member of the Direct Selling Association, they do audits every year to make sure the companies are sound. So we're really proud that we're a member of that particular organization as well. The one thing that I appreciate about the ownership of this company, because I was really fortunate to have the opportunity to get on a Zoom call when the ownership was on there. And one thing that I saw was that, Bob and his wife, and me and my wife, we had a lot of similarities in that, we're in a position really to try to give back at this point in our lives. So the thing that I truly appreciate about them is that, they've donated over $1 million to the Humane Society of Tampa Bay, contributed $75,000 toward the construction of the Wendy Albano Furrow Cat House. So as you can see through these donations, they're very, very friendly, are with animals and things of that concern. Donated $250,000 to the Tuxes and Tails Humane Society to benefit and help neglected and abused animals. And that's big. So some people are saying, why now? Why is video technology so important now? Obviously, we had emails in the past and people would send emails out. So now I'm gonna show a real quick short video that kind of explains the timing. And I think you'll see what I see, that it's imperative that this timing is really outstanding as it relates to this particular type of technology. Did you know that 99% of people check their email every single day? It's the first thing that people do, sometimes up 20 times a day. They look online. They check it before they look at their social media, before they look at news. But in old technology as it relates to text emails, people only retain 10%. Now, with a personal video email, that skyrockets to 95%. So think about that. Because you have a personal email that you're sending out, skyrockets to 95%. You can use this technology with charities, businesses. Every dollar spent in marketing through email, you're expecting a return of $42. And that's traditional emails. But this is what's really amazing. When you add a personal video to it, it's up to 760%. as far as your expected return on your investment. That's truly amazing. So now, to my opinion, it's definitely time. Here are just some templates that the company is currently utilizing. Goodbye, old emails. And we're saying hello to the new video emails. Join us as we ride this wave with this new modern day technology. As I mentioned earlier, this particular technology I saw back in 2010, but it was really difficult. Now, literally, it's 1-2 send. And what I mean by that is that basically you upload your video, you upload it to a template, and you send it out. It's really as simple as that. The company currently has over 1,500 templates that you can actually choose from. And actually, it's over 2,000 templates now. But the beauty to me is that you can actually have the company design you a custom-made template. For every package that you buy, you can get a custom-made template. Obviously, with a custom-made template, it's going to help you brand yourself, brand your company, and it just makes things more, personal as relates to that. So what I'm going to show real quick are some of the companies that's currently using this technology, and you'll see, like I see, it can be used in many different industries. Personal usage, business usage for charity, social media. Obviously, everything is going digital now. Timing couldn't be any better for this particular technology. It's time for us to stand out in the crowd, and this technology will allow you to do that. We didn't invent the email, we just reinvented it. Talk fusion. So what I've done here, actually, there's a couple people that's involved with this, and what I want to do real quick is just show you some of their personalized and custom templates that was made. This is actually a testimonial, a gentleman that's involved with the business. He does motivational speaking across the country. He actually had this a video already made, so he was able to put this on the customized template. This is just to show you, how the technology actually works in different arenas. But once again, this is a custom template with a testimonial on it.
Founder and CEO of Easy Metrics. I'm here today to talk about Mr. Charles Wiley, who came and spoke at our Insider Secrets workshop in Chicago for the second time. Listen, it's one thing to be invited to speak once, it's another to go back to the same place and speak again. Charles, before I go further into this testimonial of your speaking skills, I just want to say thank you for who you are and what you're doing for the next generation. It means the world to me that you're empowering youth with the tools that they need to excel in this broken world. You are really making a difference in their lives, and I hope you know it. And I'm so grateful that you are. Now, if you're watching this because you're considering hiring Charles as a speaker, look no further. He is the guy who will plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. If you want someone who will come into your event, your conference, your organization, your school, your church, Charles is somebody who will come prepared, will deliver massive value, will make them laugh, make them cry, make them think inwardly about how to apply these things to their life. I couldn't recommend Charles any more highly, and I'm so grateful that he came out to our event and spoke for our audience for the second time. Charles, I wish you the best in all of your endeavors, and I look forward to seeing you again in Chicago very soon. God bless, my friend.
And that's phenomenal. He's already received additional business by utilizing that particular template. So as you can see, this is just a testimonial. The best type of sales that anybody can get is word of mouth, right? As far as a referral. So that allows you to do referrals with this particular template. What I did was actually something real quick that I'm going to show you as well. This is another way to use the technology more on a personal level. As I mentioned earlier, we have a nonprofit company called Changing the World. And our kids stay in our care from the ages of 16 to 21. So we had a kid that was actually about to age out of the system. He turned 21. So I took one of the company's templates and I made this real quick. I'm going to show you how you also can use this technology just by saying happy birthday. Hey, this is Mr. Bob. I just wanted to be the person to say happy birthday to you, man. I think you're going to have a phenomenal future. Just always remember to do what you feel is right. God has blessed you, and there's a tremendous thing that's coming in your future. All right. Happy birthday. So just that quick, you can use it on a personal level as well. And that's why I truly believe everyone's going to be utilizing this technology, sooner or later. A lot of people are going to use it. I'm going to show you an industry right now that the company's not even talking about, which I think is huge as far as potential. As we started messing around with this technology, I started thinking about my son who actually played baseball. And I was like, man, I wish we had, this technology when he was out, being recruited. This would make life so much easier for us, right? So what I want to do real quick, I want to show you this template right here as it relates to, if you got a kid in high school that's trying to go to college, or if you know a person that has kids that's playing any type of sport, you can actually download their highlight video. The video, once again, will hold up to 10 minutes. Highlights are normally 4 or 5 minutes, and you can see how this can work. You got the kid's picture there, you got their name, their high school honor student. But the beauty is that whenever a coach sees and view this technology, whenever they view the email, you're going to get an email instantly letting you know who actually viewed that. And that was a happy dad, obviously, when he threw that curveball and struck that kid out. That was pretty phenomenal. But anyway, the technology, once again, just allows you to immediately, it's real time because it allows you immediately to find out who exactly, sent you or viewed your particular template. And to me, that's phenomenal to be able to do something, in real time. Obviously, charities can take advantage of this technology as well. My sister has a foundation. It's called Stacy's Promise Foundation. She actually, her daughter actually passed last year. Extremely sharp young lady, was an engineer, had her master's, and really big in STEM. So my sister put together a nonprofit organization, and the company Talk Fusion was actually able to make her a phenomenal template for her foundation. So what she's doing is actually sending it out to people that's on her board, people that want to support her foundation, people from her church. And instead of asking them just for money, they're buying packages. And as they buy a package, then she's able to get paid. And the beauty is that she's making that money within 60 seconds of them purchasing particular packages. But once again, instead of them just donating money and not getting anything for it, she's actually sending them these different packages and this technology, which I've showed that everybody can benefit and everybody can use, this particular, type of technology. The great thing about this technology, once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is really important that you understand, is real-time reporting. So you say, well, Bob, what do you mean by real-time reporting, right? So real-time reporting basically means you send out this email. Anyone who looks at this email, you're going to receive an email instantly that's going to tell you who looked at it, how often they looked at it, how long they looked at it. So now you're taking a cold market, an old traditional way of sending emails out. We just got to call everybody to really now you have a lukewarm market because if a person looked at that video a couple of times, they're very interested in whatever you might have. Particularly if it's a coach that's looking to recruit a kid, or if it's maybe a potential client of yours. But if they look at that video a couple of times, you're going to receive an email. You're going to be able to follow up with them instantly. That's phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen. The other thing that I really do appreciate about the company as well is that this company has made these packages relatively inexpensive. And that's why I said that to me, you're not going to find a less expensive way to be able to market your company as relates to your particular business than these particular packages right here. People are paying thousands and thousands of dollars, for digital technology. Our starter package is only $175. And once again, that's a one-time fee. Then you have to pay $20 just to access the technology. Everybody can afford $20. So what do you receive with that? You actually receive over $1,500 of professional design templates. And actually, there's over 2,000 professionally designed templates from every different category that you can pick from. But to me, the beauty of this is that the company will actually make you one custom template. So what I mean by that is that you can put your logo, you can upload a picture, your color scheme. You don't have to send it out to a designer. This company will design that for you. You also receive 5 minutes of recording time, which to me is a long recording time. Normally, if you're looking at a video, 3, 4 minutes is enough time, but you get 5 minutes. You get 2,500 contacts with this package and up to 2 GB of storage. So 2,500 contacts, that's just your database as far as the capacity of your database. Now, you can send those 2,500 contacts out 10 times a day if you like, but you receive 2,500 contacts. So if you have a CSV file, an Excel file, you can literally download it within seconds and minutes, and now you have a database. The elite package is really the middle of the line package. This is the package that most people come in involved with because you just get a little bit more as relates to, additional spending $175 more. So for $350 one-time fee, $40 a month, which is very reasonable for everybody. Once again, you get over 1,500 professionally templates from the designer-owned company. But with this particular package, you have 3 custom templates. So what's important is that from the first package, you have 1, this package, you have 3. So if you have multiple sources of income, or maybe you want to get a custom template for one of your kids or something like that, or a family friend, what have you, you can get this package and the company will make you 3 customized templates. You get 10 minutes of recording time, 5,000 contacts, 4 GB of storage. And basically the storage comes to play when you're looking at the videos that you want to put into your back office. Now, this pro package is really the best value for your money package. It's only $700, ladies and gentlemen, $700. For one fee of $700 and $50 a month, you get to access this. Now, these are some of the things that you get with this particular package. You still have access to over 2,000 professionally designed templates. The company will actually make you 10 custom templates. So there's a gentleman in Atlanta that he's a real estate broker. He has 8 realtors that work with him. He actually got this particular package. Each one of those realtors have their personalized custom template with their particular pictures on it. So it's not only branding the company, but it's branding them as well. You get 10 minutes of recording time, up to 10,000 contacts. And obviously that's a lot of contacts. But once again, the important thing to know about these contacts is that you can send them out as often as you want, as many times as you want. It's not a maximum of 10,000 altogether. You get 10,000 contacts at one time that you can send out. The best thing about this particular package here is that you have the ability to private label. Some people call it whiteboard. And basically what you're doing is putting your company's information, your website on there. Instead of having Talk Fusion's information on there, you get to actually private label and put your company information on there. So there's a lot of people that may be in different organizations, different direct sales companies. They can actually put their company's information on this template. So therefore, it looks as if it's your company that actually has this particular technology. This is the only company, ladies and gentlemen, that will pay you to promote another company. That's unheard of in this industry. So obviously, I think everyone can afford these particular packages. The company also has made it where there's a 10% savings if you want to pay your subscription up for a whole year. That's what I end up doing because I knew I was going to be using the technology. So I paid up for a whole year and I was able to save, 10%. So that's really the information as it relates to the product. And I think you see the same thing that I see, that everybody can utilize this product, not only in a professional arena, but a personal arena, but also in an arena as it relates to your kid that's trying to go to college to play any type of sport. Now you know exactly when those college coaches are interested. And the beauty is something that I didn't even say. Once a kid sees that the coaches looked at that video, they literally can make another video within 30 seconds and say, hello, Coach Smith. I'm very interested in attending University of Cincinnati. What are our next steps? How can I come in and do some type of visit? You send that video back immediately. Obviously, it becomes more personal. That's going to set you apart from any other kid because no other kid is doing that. But this technology allows you to do that. I'm going to talk a little bit about this, the compensation plan, which is a phenomenal compensation plan from a referral base. So if anyone's interested in learning how you can make money with this opportunity, I'm going to show you how you can do that in 5 different ways. Once again, this business model has only been out for about 6 or 7 weeks with this particular company. So the beauty that I'm talking about is that you have a company that's 18 years old, right? But you have a business model that's only been out 6, 7 weeks. So the beauty of that is that you got the best of both worlds. You have the firmness, stability of a company that's been around 18 years, 180 countries, right? But you have the newness of a business model, which allows people like yourself, people like me, to get involved in it and get paid based on our efforts. And with me, that's phenomenal to be able to get involved with something to get paid based on our efforts. There's no inventory, there's no shipping, there's no waiting. And we are the very first company ever to introduce a 60-second compensation plan. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this company will pay you within 60 seconds. I really believe that's a whole nother product in itself. So to me, we have 2 great products. We have the technology and we have the compensation plan because this company will pay you within 60 seconds. So 1 minute later, you're going to get compensated. So there's actually 5 ways that you make money. There's some fast start bonuses. There's some team commissions. There's mega matching bonuses. There's some rank bonuses. There's some leadership pool bonuses. And what's important is that as you start dissecting this plan, because I'm a numbers guy, and what you'll see, just like I see, is that this company has put good money up front so that you can really make money until you start building your residual income. Because that's really why I'm involved with this, ladies and gentlemen. I really want to make some residual income. I don't mind getting paid based on my efforts. So with that, I want to talk real quick about this disclaimer. And it's really important that you understand, like any other business, you're going to get out of it what you put in it. Now, obviously, if you want to come to work, you want to work hard, we have a great opportunity for those particular individuals. But we're not guaranteeing any amount of money that you're going to end up making because if you don't do anything in the business, like everything else, you're not going to make anything. But one thing I do appreciate about this company is that you get paid to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But once again, out of this business, you're going to get what you put into it. And to me, that's a beautiful situation because I've always worked hard in everything I've done. The first way that you make money with this is called fast start bonuses, right? So basically what that is that you sell one of those packages for $175, which everyone can afford, you're going to make $50 and you're going to make that money within 60 seconds, right? You sell the elite package for $350, you're going to make $100 just that quick within 60 seconds. Now, if you sell that pro package for $700, you're going to make $200 instantly within 60 seconds. Now, I put my pen to it. That's 28.5%, right? 28.5%. And when you're looking at any commission-based business, that's a pretty good commission. So if you have a person that maybe want to make an extra $800 a month, they can simply sell one pro package every single week and make $800 a month, which will subsidize their income. So we have an opportunity for that particular person as well, right? The next way you make money, and this is the way that you really start leveraging, so I always say, would you rather have 100% of your own efforts, or would you rather have 10% of 100 people efforts? Believe me, you want the 10% of 100 people efforts, right? So this is how that works. This is a company that has what's called a binary compensation plan. Obviously, binary means two. So you're able to put a person direct to you on your left side, direct to you on your right side, right? So once you do that and you accomplish 200 sales volume on your left side, 200 sales volume on your right side, the company's going to pay you $25. Now, that's not you by yourself, that's you and your entire team. Once you do 200 again on your left side, 200 on your right side, another $25. The other day I woke up, I had $75 additional on my card because the company actually issues you a card and they're going to put that money on your card instantly. But I had 75 additional dollars on there. I was asleep, but my team had gone to work. I was already set up to be able to get these override commissions. So therefore, I made that money while I was asleep. It wasn't just me by myself, but it was my team. So that's the thing that I really appreciate about this business. Once again, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Now, this is what's really important. You can only put two people direct to you, right? So what's going to happen when you start bringing in other people, right? So a guy like me, I'm going to bring in 100 people. I believe in the product. I believe in the company. I believe in the compensation plan. So therefore, I'm going to get it out to as many people as possible. But I will be forced to actually put those people into my organization to help other people in my organization. And that's the beauty of this particular plan is that you're forced to really help your teammates. So as they do well, you do well as well. And to me, that's a beautiful situation when I can help other people out. Now, with this part of the compensation plan, the company will only pay up to $50,000 a week. Obviously, that's a lot of money. People aren't going to see that type of money. But believe me, there's going to be some people involved with this business that's going to be able to see that type of money. Once again, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. The next way you make money is through mega matching money. And this is really important because anyone that you personally bring into the business, even if you put them down into your organization, 3 levels down, 4 levels down, you put them down into your right side or your left side, the company's actually going to pay you 10% of the total volume that their team actually puts together, 10%. So if you have a person that's doing, say, $5,000 a month in volume, that's an extra $500. Now, the beauty is that the company also will pay you 10% of anyone that they personally bring into the business. So once you understand the dynamics of this compensation plan, as you're putting people in your organization, you're helping other people on your team, you're sponsoring other people, you're putting them deep into your organization, now that volume flows up. And once again, 10% of anyone that you personally sponsor and 10% of anyone that they personally sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, believe me, that becomes a lot of money. Those are the monies that you really want to make. That's how that residual income starts to place. But the beauty is that the company's going to pay you different rank bonuses as you get different ranks throughout the company until you start building up your residual income, right? So as a bronze, that's once you go through the cycle. Once again, the cycle is 200 on your left, 200 on the right, $25. A silver, once you go through that cycle 5 times in a week, 200 on the left, 200 on the right, 200 on the left, 200 on the right, 5 times, $125. Down here it goes all the way to, you say, the 3-star right here. So the 3-star, you've made $1,250 just by going through this cycle 50 times. So obviously, when you add up 1,250, 750, 500, that's 2,500. That's almost $3,000 that you've made just that quick. You get to the diamond level, that's 100 cycles, you get $2,500. So that's money that you're getting right now within 60 seconds, right? But the beauty is what this company has done because they want to make sure you get money in your pocket until you start really building up your residual. So once you hit that 3-star, they're going to give you an extra $500. Once you hit the diamond, you get an extra $1,000. Once you hit the double diamond, ladies and gentlemen, an extra $2,000. Once again, this is not just you building this by yourself, it's you, but your total team, right? But as you hit those levels, and what's really important to understand about this is that they're getting these monies into your pocket until you really start building up your residual. because they understand it's going to take a little time to build up your residual. Now, the way to make, additional monies, which the company's put in a leadership bonus, which to me is phenomenal. Once again, billion-dollar company, company's already in over 180 countries, 12 different languages. So as the company continues to grow, they're going to take 1% of all their revenues, 1%. So let's say they're doing $100 million, right? 1% of that, 1% of $100 million is $1 million. So if there's one person in this particular pool and they're doing $100 million, you're going to make an extra $1 million. Now, obviously, by the time a person gets to the blue diamond, which we don't have any yet, they're going to be making 30, 40, $50,000 a month anyway, right? Now, obviously, if there's 10 people at this particular level and the company's doing $100 million, 10 people are going to share that $1 million, which is an additional $100,000. So, ladies and gentlemen, obviously you can see what I see, that this company's put together a phenomenal compensation plan. I think we all can agree that the product itself is phenomenal. Everybody can use the product, not only businesses, not only charities, but athletes that's trying to go to college. And actually, people can just use it on a personal level. Now, I create these videos in 30 seconds when there's somebody's birthday and I send it out real quick because now I'm kind of fascinated with the technology, right? So get back with the person that invited you to see this particular presentation. Our team is called the Changing the World team. So join us as we change the world, one person at a time. Make it a great day, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to seeing you in the very near future. God bless.